The red and blue lights painted my front yard in alternating flashes as 3 police cruisers pulled into our quiet cul-de-sac. Patricia Garrison stood in the middle of the street, arms waving frantically. Her voice carried with a shrill intensity, "There he is. That's the man who attacked my guests. I want him arrested immediately." I stood on my porch, my security camera footage already pulled up on my phone. My hands remained calm at my sides. Patricia had no idea what she just walked into. When I moved to Maple Grove Court 6 months ago, it seemed perfect. Pristine lawns, quiet streets. What I didn't realize was that this tranquility came at a price, the iron-fisted rule of Patricia Garrison. She introduced herself on my second day, clipboard in hand, reminding me about grass height and approved mailbox colors. I figured I could handle a little micromanagement. I was wrong. 2 months in, Patricia began hosting community gatherings. These weren't official HOA events, just her personal parties. The issue? Her guests constantly spilled onto my private property. At first, I tried to be neighborly. I cleaned up the beer cans in my garden and the cigarette butts near my patio. But then, guests started using my driveway as overflow parking, blocking my garage. One Saturday, I came home to find a volleyball net extended into my backyard. My flower bed was trampled, my bird bath was smashed. "Patricia, your net is on my property and my garden is damaged," I told her. She didn't even look at me. "Oh, don't be a stick in the mud, David. We're all neighbors. I'm the HOA president, and I say the boundaries aren't that clear." That night, I installed security cameras and no trespassing signs. I was done playing nice. The next weekend, despite my signs, her guests wandered freely. One couple used my patio furniture, another group used my garden hose to fill their cooler. I recorded everything. Monday morning, I sent Patricia a formal letter via certified mail, banning her and her guests from my property. I copied the entire HOA board. She showed up at my door that evening, the letter crumpled in her fist. "How dare you? You cannot ban residents from community activities." "I'm banning them from my private property, Patricia. There's a difference." She turned an alarming shade of purple. "You'll regret this." The following Saturday, the crash happened. 3 guests knocked over a $200 ceramic planter while chasing a frisbee. When I told them to leave, one smirked, "Patricia said you were uptight. We're just having fun." Then, I saw the real problem on my monitor. 2 other guests had entered my side gate and were trying the handle to my garage. When I caught them, they claimed, "Patricia said you had folding chairs we could borrow." The next morning, the police were at my door. "Mr. Lawson? We received a complaint that you assaulted guests at a community event last night." I almost laughed. "Officers, I have security footage of everything. Would you like to see it?" As they watched, their expressions shifted from neutral to concerned. The footage showed trespassing, property damage, and attempted breaking and entering. Most importantly, it showed that I never touched a single person. "It appears you're the victim here, Mr. Lawson," the officer said. "Do you want to press charges?" "Absolutely." I watched from my window as the officers walked to Patricia's house. Her confident posture wilted. 20 minutes later, she was being escorted to a police car in handcuffs. Patricia was charged with filing a false police report. At her hearing, she tried to argue she had implicit authority to use any property in the neighborhood. The judge called her interpretation legally baseless. She was found guilty, fined $5,000, and given 100 hours of community service. But the neighborhood wasn't done. At an emergency HOA meeting, neighbor after neighbor spoke up about her years of bullying. The vote to remove her was unanimous. She was banned from the board for 10 years. Then, her professional life imploded. Patricia was a real estate agent. News of her criminal record for lying to the police reached her broker. She was placed on indefinite suspension. Then came the final bill, $32,000 in legal fees for a defense that failed. Between the fine, the lawyer, and the lost income, Patricia was facing financial ruin. A few weeks later, a neighbor named Sarah came to my door to apologize. "Patricia told us the entire back area was community space," she admitted. She even showed us fabricated HOA maps. 2 months later, I saw Patricia in her driveway, looking at her house with hollow eyes. Her husband quietly listed the property for sale. The last time I saw her, she was directing movers. She caught my eye, and for the first time, I saw defeat. The woman who terrorized the neighborhood was leaving in disgrace. As the truck pulled away, I felt a wave of relief. The neighborhood could finally heal. Patricia Garrison learned the hard way, No amount of perceived authority gives you the right to trample on the truth. Her criminal record would be a permanent reminder that she called the cops on the wrong neighbor.